Now, let's talk about Robert Sarver. Oh, somebody I did not want to talk about, but I had to hold myself accountable because I got to talk about it. There's going to be a three-part series starting today, but I'll get more into that a little later. So what's going on with Robert Sarver? He started the process of selling the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury, and this comes after two things happened. One, use of the N word at least 5 times when he revisited that statement. And two, inequitable conduct towards female employees, including sex related comments and inappropriate comments on employees' appearances. He was fined $10 million and suspended for 1 year for his actions. Now, of course, the NBA players said that that was very weak punishment and something more drastically needed to happen. So Robert Sarver ended up selling the team, or it's going to. He's the primary owner for the Suns, and he purchased the team at 1/3 of it for $400 million in July of 2004. The NBA started their investigation when ESPN came out with a story in November of 2021 that detailed allegations of racism and misogyny in his 17 years as an owner. Now, here's his statement, Robert Sarver, and what he said. As a man of faith, I believe in the atonement and the path to forgiveness. I expected that the commissioner's 1 year suspension would provide the time for me to focus, make amends, and remove my personal controversy from the team I and many fans love. But in our current unforgiving climate, it has become painfully clear that it is no longer possible. That whatever good I have done or could still do is outweighed by things I have said in the past. For those reasons, I am beginning the process of seeking buyers for the Suns and the Mercury. Now, let's stop right here for a second. Let me reread a couple of things here. As a man of faith, I believe in the atonement and the path of forgiveness, or to forgiveness. But in our current unforgiving climate, it has become painfully clear that it is no longer possible that whatever good I have done or could do is outweighed by things I have said in the past. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress this enough. This is a true trait of a narcissistic person. I cannot stress that enough. Narcissistic personality disorder involves a pattern of self-centered, arrogant thinking and behavioral, a lack of empathy and consideration for other people, and an excessive need for admiration. Others often describe people with narcissistic personality disorder as cocky, check. Manipulative, check. Selfish, check. Patronizing, check. And demanding, check. This way of thinking and behaving surfaces in every area of a narcissist's life, from work, check. Friendships, check. Family, check. And love relationships, check. He wants everyone to forgive him, but don't issue any apologies for those he hurt with his words. He only cares about himself. He is only sorry he got caught. There is a difference between holding someone accountable and forgiving. Forgiving is ready and willing to forgive. And in his statement, where do you read that he is ready and willing to apologize and forgive? Accountability is being held responsible for your actions. That is what the NBA is doing. PayPal, the jersey patch sponsor for the Suns, President and CEO Dan Solomon also came out with this statement. PayPal is a values-driven company and has a strong record of combating racism, sexism, and all forms of discrimination. We have reviewed the report of the NBA's league independent investigation into the Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver and have found his conduct unacceptable and in conflict with our values. Therefore, in light of the findings of the NBA's investigation, we will not renew our sponsorship should Robert Sarver remain involved with the Suns organization after serving his suspension. However, PayPal will remain supportive for the team, its players, and its experienced and diverse talent now leading the organization, including Coach Monty Williams, General Manager James Jones, and Assistant General Manager Morgan Cato, and Senior Vice President of People and Culture, Kill Corbett. Now, as entrepreneurs, business owners, managers, team leads, and supervisors, it is critical to understand and retain information about workplace discrimination, aka employment discrimination. Mm-hmm. You, as the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, share some tips about workplace discrimination. The most critical thing about discrimination is to understand that word. To quote, discriminate against someone means to treat that person differently or less favorably for some reason. Discrimination can occur while you are at school, at work, or in a public place, such as a mall or a subway station. For an example, you can be discriminated by school friends, teachers, coaches, co-workers, managers, or business owners. The laws enforced by the EEOC protects you from unemployment discrimination when it involves. Now, listen to this very carefully. This is important. This is why I say retain it. Retain it. You have to retain this information. Unfair treatment of your race, color, religion, sex, including pregnancy, gender identity and sexual orientation, national origin, disability, age 40 or older, or genetic information. Harassment by managers, co-workers, or others in your workplace because of your race, color, religion, sex, including pregnancy, gender identity, and sexual orientation, national origin, disability, again, age 40 or older, or genetic information. Denial of reasonable workplace changes your need because of your religious beliefs or disabilities. Improper questions about the disclosure of your genetic information or medical information. Retaliation, because you complained about a job discrimination or assisted with a job discrimination proceeding, such as an investigation or a lawsuit. Let's make one thing clear out of all of that. Believe it or not, racism is part of discrimination. Mm-hmm. Rather, you want to believe that or not, racism is against the law. You can't expect to talk bad about anybody's race and get away with it. That is the law, period. Racism exists, but it wasn't enforced because nobody gave a damn to even listen. Now that the Black Lives Matter movement spoke out and its supporters, we're holding people accountable, and that's what needs to happen. Continue to hold those responsible for their actions. You can find this information that I just shared with you on the EEOC website. We'll have it posted in the description of this podcast. This 3-part series aims to understand workplace discrimination and expose those who are hypocritical or a pure example of breaking the law. Now, of course, today I talked about Robert Sarver. Next week is not sports related, but I am going to talk about one Daniel Robinson. And the week after that will be Colin Kaepernick and Brett Favre. So stay tuned. It's going to be authentic as it can get and interesting. That is all I have.